Gemini, to the Temple of Tarot, Astrology and Yoga. My name is Ava, and I'm going to be your oracle for the month of February 2026. This is an Astro tarot forecast that is relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Gemini. So let's begin. What I attempt to do is to use the astrological forecast, which involves only the transits of Mars and Venus, as a substrate, a foundation for the tarot reading that will follow. This month, in February, we have Mars and Venus in the first half of the month transiting through Aquarius. Mars continues to transit through Aquarius then for the rest of the month, and Venus parts ways with Mars and goes into Pisces. This is your 10th house. Aquarius is your 9th house. So this both yin-yang energy, male, female, passive, aggressive energy is combining to bring you a very powerful action-oriented month. You're full of energy. And when Mars and Venus are in the 9th, they're enlivening a sector of your chart that has to do with higher learning, higher principles, values, spiritual growth, and perhaps even a need to broaden your territorial horizons as well as your intellectual horizons. And with both Mars and Venus here, you would be able to aggressively pursue academic, intellectual, travel endeavors. Then Venus skips and moves into your 10th house in Pisces. So the 10th house is about being very productive in your career, maybe even bringing some of that learning capacity into your career. But with Venus there, you might very well be fostering some very important connections in your work, or you get a lucky break, or you simply are promoted or recognized for your contribution, not just on a purely productive level, but on a human level. Who you are, your personality, and how that contributes to your career experience and other people's appreciation of you. You're certainly going to be very charming, but bold, but very bold, in areas of higher learning. Maybe you even become a little bit haughty, in a sense, because it makes you both curious, intellectually acute, and feeling that your ideas are righteous, right. And so you stand up for what is righteous, what is right in your own eyes. And so this can bring conflict, maybe even in the workspace, because Mars is here all month. But your opinions are tapered by your diplomacy. But you bring beauty into your career. That is, beautiful things, beautiful sentiments, love, and perhaps literally you are changing your workspace or just contributing in some way to the workspace that is aesthetic. So that is the brief but very telling background to the upcoming tarot forecast. And so thank you very much for joining me here. And if you're leaving and you don't want to see the tarot forecast, I often lose people at this point. They're just interested in the astrology. Please, if you would like to support the channel and what I do here, that is the free monthly forecasts for nigh on to 9 years or more, perhaps. I can't even keep track of free readings every single month. So I appreciate your support. And if you enjoy the readings, I would very much love it if you could share it with others. Maybe it's not your sign, or it could be your children's sign, or your some other member of the family, and you could share it with them. Or if you would like to support me through procuring a private and personal reading. I've been reading for 45 years. And I meant to tell you that I'm also just picked up a little gig at Pahoa. Pahoa is this tiny little village in Hawaii. I live on the Big Island. I just moved here less than a year ago. And I live off-grid, and it does get very lonely. So I've 2 days out of the week, Saturdays and what other day? Tuesdays. I'm going to be there for about 4 hours in the afternoon, and maybe that way I can meet some of the people in the community. I've already had a couple. These kinds of things take a long time. I taught yoga in Siesta Key, and I taught yoga there for almost 16 years, and after which I knew everybody. So I'm hoping for something akin to that. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for your support. There's a tarot reading coming up now. Welcome, Gemini, to your tarot forecast for February 2026. And let's just get going. I'm in a different outfit because this is a different day. I live out in the wild of Hawaii, and I have solar panels. I live off-grid, and sometimes the weather, the sun, doesn't always shine in Hawaii. And we've just had a major eruption. No flow, but an eruption. And there were little pieces of glass on my windshield, which my landlord says it has not happened here in decades. So the wind was just right to bring the ash from the volcano to us. So it's been an exciting few days, to say the least. Now, I want to get to your reading right away. So let's shuffle the cards and insert 2 reversals. And keep in mind that this reading will use the astrological forecast as a sort of substrata base for the reading, and helps to narrow the influence of it. So, because it's only a 4-card spread, and it makes it a little bit more specific. All right, so we're ready. We place the cards down here, and we separate them, making 3 piles. And so now we're ready for your reading, Gemini. And in the position of the overall energy or mood of the month, we have, whoa, Major Arcana. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Life is what this is. The Wheel of Life, which is ever moving upward or downward. So it indicates that you're entering a very pivotal, karmic turning point where your universe is shifting, and external forces, be they events, people, places, are aligning to push you into a higher path, a better way forward, often involving unexpected, rapid, and inevitable changes. Therefore, you must be very adaptable, available to this change, malleable, always trusting in divine wisdom, divine timing, and learning to move with the currents of the change. Whether this is in your professional life or in your personal life. The Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Life, sometimes it gets stuck in a particular phase, but here, what it's saying in the position of the overall energy is that it's moving upwards. It's moving from negative events, negative thinking, to, pardon me, to a place of optimism and abundance. And you may even be moving towards your true purpose. This can involve sudden opportunities, sudden meetings, chance events, work-related events as well, because we have Venus in the 10th. But this feels very karmic. A chance encounter will bring you into a more elevated mood and optimism. So you're going to weather your storms, being the calm center of that storm, the center of the wheel, the hub of the wheel, is that calm place of observation where you watch the wheel turn around you and trust in the process. So this is the overall energy or mood of the month. Let's place this down here and retrieve the cards. The second position is the position of the specific challenge of the month. And we have another major arcana card. We have Justice. Justice. So 2 in a row. 2 major arcana cards in a row. So it's saying this month is very, as the Wheel of Fortune said, pivotal, important. As your challenge, justice means that something may be out of balance. The card symbolized by the scales of justice held in the hands of Lady Justice is about balance, the need for accountability, or unresolved or unfair situations that need careful navigating. Something seems perhaps unfair to you, or perhaps you're being required to face past mistakes. Perhaps there's just difficulty in ensuring fair treatment. This often points to legal issues and issues that have karmic consequences. You must remain impartial, objective, rational, removing your emotions from your decision making. And if it applies, you have to stop playing the victim and see how you've actually contributed to the situation. This is honesty over ego. Workplace disputes, because this often has you standing up for yourself. Now, it could just be about contracts, navigating complex contracts, navigating complex legal issues. This could be just about arbitration. Or maybe you're struggling with long-term decision making about your education, about travel. So, don't become too overly passionate when you're making a decision, and you will fare well. So here we go. Now we have 2 major arcana cards so far. Let us proceed to the position of the unexpected, the surprise element of the month, what you hadn't perhaps anticipated. And we have, wow, another major arcana card. We have the Emperor. Oh goodness, this is wonderful. The Emperor in the position of the unexpected. So what surprises you, perhaps, is the entrance of an authority figure that perhaps will give you counsel, a mentor, a influential advisor. Generally, this is about strategic planning and taking control of your life, of the situation, through discipline, methodical actions, rather than relying on what the Wheel of Fortune may have indicated, which is pure luck. So you may have to step into a place, a role of authority, a managerial position perhaps. And if it's about education, Venus and Mars in the ninth, you need to have a strict study schedule, do research, be very dedicated and methodical. But it could be assuming a higher professional or academic role. This also indicates long-term stability, asserting control, establishing boundaries, protecting your professional or academic territory. This is about embracing structure, the conservative method. Do it, whatever it is you're doing, do it carefully and step by step. And this will be a wonderful addition to you being able to successfully conclude your goals, your aims, your dreams. In the position of the outcome, we have finally a card that isn't a major arcana card. We have the explosive, the swift moving Knight of Swords. So the result, the outcome, will be felt to be very rapid shifts, very active, action-oriented, ambitious. So this indicates rapid advancement, sudden changes in your job, in your travel plans, sudden, quick travel, or perhaps intense intellectual pursuits, as the swords are about the mind, fast thinking, intense thinking. Your situation moves quickly, requiring fast thinking and rapid response. Swift completion of your goals. Or you just might be in a very highly intellectual and demanding environment in which you have to take calculated risks in order to succeed, to reach your goal. But this is about intense focus. The month is a sort of now or never scenario. where you have to be very assertive and get it done, move on the opportunities, and be still mindful of details, of being very exact. And with the Justice card and the Emperor, you do have to be very rational, unemotional, and dot all the I's, cross all the T's, make sure you've got it all done, but then you've got to open up the gates and head straight for your goal. And that is your forecast for February 2026. Thank you very much for coming to your forecast and for supporting me in whatever way you feel you can. I appreciate your messages, your donations, and your reading orders. They mean a lot to me. Thank you. See you next month, and namaste.